Hey guys, I wanted to jump on here. It's been a little while since I have shared anything with you, so I thought I would do that today. I realize that there are a lot of people, including myself sometimes, who get caught up in certain emotions or certain circumstances or conditions, and we end up stopping or killing our dreams, or we end up stop living into our fullest potential, or really fulfilling our purpose, which is kind of important, right? And so I wanted to just share a few things, bring it to our attention so that we can just recognize it, and then whenever you recognize it, that's a big part of being able to move past it. So one of the biggest dream killers, or reaching your potential, what will hold you back, is fear. And so we talk about this a lot in Lost in Finding Joy, because fear is, like I said, one of the biggest things, which really all it is false evidence appearing real. Even in the scriptures it says fear is not of God, right? And so we get into fearful states of being sometimes without even realizing it. And it's really easy to do now whenever we're watching the news or seeing the things that are going on around us. And as things change, we can start feeling some fear. And then there's also like anger and resentment. Anger is, they say, at the root of all anger is fear. And so anger, resentment, seems to be a lot of that going on. Disappointment, sadness, people or circumstances or things in our life, we get disappointed, which could cause some sadness. And then there's also regret and guilt. So between fear, anger, resentment, disappointment, or sadness, and regret and guilt, those four things right there can really stop you in your tracks and freeze you from being able to reach your fullest potential, or even to be able to have the ambition to live or to dream. And so we want to just break these down, and we want to understand that these things can be powerful, but we are more powerful. In other words, if we don't give those feelings and emotions our power, they have no power. We are the highest authority for ourselves. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So one of the biggest things that we want to realize is that we are more powerful than any condition or circumstance. So how do we navigate through some of these feelings? One thing is understanding them, but fear and all of the things that I just mentioned, guilt, resentment, disappointment, sadness, all of that is in the past. And so what happens whenever, what can we do about the past? Absolutely nothing. So what can we do to get past the past? One of the things is the way we think about it. And we can think about some of the things in a more life-giving way. In other words, if I have resentment, or if I have guilt, or if I have fear, well, fear is something in the future. So let's just focus on guilt, resentment, sadness, disappointment. All of that's from the past. And so you look at it and you say, okay, this is what happened, or this is what is happening. It might be something that happened in the past, and that's actually in your present moment too. And then you just look at it. They say dare the dark. Just look at it. This is what it is. Can't do anything about it, but what you can do is you can learn from it. There is a gift in every single thing that we go through. There is a gift. There is knowledge. There is wisdom. There is a strengthening involved in the things that we go through. In fact, if life was just a simple little thing and you just went through with the breeze and everything you wanted came to pass, and it's like, what are you learning? What are you gaining? Nothing. I mean, you just become weak, and there is nothing to gain from that. So whenever we go through certain challenges, if you look at it from a different perspective, that everything you did, everything that you've been through, is a learning or a stepping stone, because in fact we are spiritual beings having this human experience, and in the human experience, none of us are perfect. None of us are able to be perfect, no matter how bad or how much we try. It's not going to happen, because there's going to be some hard decisions that you're going to make, and there's going to be some survival things that you know feel like you have to do when you're Johnny on the spot, and you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get, you know, all of these things that are going on. You're not going to do everything perfectly. But the point is, you're here, you're learning, you're trying to pick up some tools on how to feel better or how to do better. And that's the key. You know, it's like, okay, what do we have? We have today. So remember, the past is over. The future hasn't happened. Anything that you're fearing hasn't happened yet. Fear is false evidence appearing real. You know, how long have we been fearing something? The shoe's going to drop, or the world's going to end, or something's going to happen, and you have all of this fear, and then it never happens. You know, it never comes to pass. And if it does come to pass, whenever you're in the middle of it, you do what you need to do. You pull up your bootstraps and you move on. So the point is, fear is just a waste of time. In fact, it's one of Satan's greatest tools. The other thing is, anything in the past, it's over. It's done. Nothing we can do except for take the lessons and learn from it. And so this human experience, the same way we can't do everything perfectly, other people can't do anything perfect. So resentment, anger, it's a waste of time. Some people can be very, very unskillful. Some people can, cause pain emotionally, physically, things like that. If it's physical, I encourage you to get away as soon as possible. So even if it's emotional, sometimes you can work through those things, but sometimes you have to detach and move on from that emotion. But once you move on, get in a safe place, then you look at it and you say, okay, this is what happened. What can I learn from it? What can I do moving forward? How can I be strengthened from it? And how can I take this and turn it for good? You can ask some of those questions, but there is a mantra that you can say. And one of the things is you say, may you be well, may you be happy, may you take the lessons and live in peace. And then you say, may I be well, may I be happy, may I take the lessons and live in peace. So you want to work on that forgiveness for anything that you have, like resentment or anger or disappointment for. And so there's just different mantras. So the point is, we want to stand guard at the portal of our mind. Life happens, life is happening, it's going to continue to happen. And some of these emotions are based on the past, can't do anything about it. So what do? We want to, if we stand guard at the portal of our mind, like Emerson said, stand guard. As we're thinking about these, pay attention to how you're thinking about these things. If, there's different ways that you can think about it. It happened. You can stay neutral about it. This is what happened. I'm still living and I'm breathing, and this is where what I'm going to take from that. And I'm going to maybe need to set boundaries. I'm going to take from that strength, and I'm going to use that strength for good and moving forward. And so that's a start. We want to get past some of those roadblocks, and then the next step is starting to give yourself direction on where you want to go. What do you want to do? What would you love to do with the rest of your life? But first we got to get unstuck and get some enthusiasm back in our lives. So I hope this helps someone. Remember, everything that we go through is just a part of your becoming. It's a part of your strengthening, and you can turn it for good. And my dad taught me two things. One, detach from any of those emotions. You want to feel the emotions, but then detach and move on. And the things that you cannot change, it's okay. Accept it and move on. And then the other is no expectations. We don't expect anything from anyone else to act a certain way or be a certain way. Ultimately, all we have is ourselves to work on, and ourselves to, hold accountable for what we decide to do and what we decide to let into our lives. And if you failed time and time again, it's okay. It's okay. It's this human experience. You get up and you go again. So it's not how many times you fall down. Falling, failure, it's part of it. It's part of the human experience. It's okay. Get up and do it again, and pay attention to what your thoughts are. Pay attention, notice what you're noticing, pay attention to what you're looking at, what you're paying attention to, and try to look toward more life-giving things. All right, that's our lesson for the day. I hope this helps someone, and I hope to see you. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.